Okay, so today's memory comes with a mixed feelings because it has to do with the day I collapsed while I was preaching. And I give God praise that, He brought me back. I'll tell you what happened leading to this incident. But let me tell you how it all started while I was talking. You could see I was talking and I'm looking so drained. I've sweat and I've not taken water for like 8 days, and I've been on retreat. I've not eaten food, water, and I've been talking like for 3 hours here. So you see, while I was talking, I felt so weak, and I felt like I was losing consciousness at this point. So I smiled to myself, like, what is going on? So I stood behind the pulpit and I was asking myself, what do I do now? So I asked the people to begin to pray in tongues, and I leaned upon the pulpit. And at this point, it was as if I was about to collapse, and I couldn't see very clearly. I felt okay, maybe I should take water. So I got up. Of course, I remember that I've not taken water for days now, and I mean enough water for days. So, and I realized at this point that I've been sweating, and I had told myself that I was going to take tea before I start ministering that morning, and I didn't do that. So I went to my wife and I asked her to give me water. So when I took the water, and at that point, I couldn't see anything again. So I told her that I'm losing consciousness. She said she laughed because she said, this man that you've not eaten, you've not taken water for days, and you are here preaching for how many hours? That's your business. But she says she looked at me, and that time she saw that this black eye was no longer there. That was when she now knew that it was a very serious thing I was saying. I could remember the last thing I said, that was, I knew I had made a very grievous mistake. And I knew that Satan was going, eventually, people are going to give glory to Satan. That man of God, he slumped on his pulpit. This happened. But I knew it was all my fault. At that time, I said 3 things. One, I told my wife, pray. All right. I told her, pray. I remember I said, pray. Then the second time, I remember I said Jesus. It actually came from the fabrics of my heart, Jesus. And it was a call of somebody who knew that if God doesn't help me, nobody can help me. So I called the name Jesus, and I remember I asked him, have mercy on me. All right. And that one, I don't even know whether I spoke it out, because maybe I've lost consciousness when I say, because I at the time I was still conscious, but what I mean conscious, I could still hear things that was being said around, the activity within the hall, even though I know I do not have the ability to communicate again. All right. And I lost consciousness. It lasted for quite some time, and I can't say what happened except in this particular clip now, but the camera will not show exactly what happened. All right. It took it up to 5 minutes before I regained consciousness, and so, but this clip is being cut, so it won't stretch like that. So this is one of the pastors now calling on a doctor, the doctor that was in that one of the guys in my church that is a medical doctor. They didn't even understand what happened, because what happened was, when I saw that I was about to collapse, I just hugged my wife. I just embraced my wife. So I actually collapsed on the arms, or like on the bosom of my wife. So she held me like that, and of course my legs could no longer carry me. So it was her weight that was carrying me. And obviously, the people in the church thought me and my wife would start our drama again, maybe impartation of anointing and all that. So I don't know whether my wife is imparting on me, or me I'm imparting my wife. So actually, people didn't think much of that incident. It's obviously this assistant pastor who was sitting behind my wife that knew what happened, and quickly come and took the microphone, and maybe my wife asked her to start praying. And obviously, she doesn't even know what to pray about. You see, so she later called to the doctor, but by the time the doctor would even come to have already regained consciousness, because after some time I started feeling the environment again. I could now realize my feet could now stand, and then you see where I'm lying down now. So I just lay down on the altar like that. That's all I could do, like, because I was still almost like breathless. But I mean, at least I'm fine now. I could hear what they're saying, and so all that is happening in the hall, I was aware of it. So I laid down there for a while. All right, you know, sometimes trying to get up, lifting my hands, but not having the strength and the energy to. So I just took my time. Eventually, I continued the service. Forgive me. I continued the service. I actually sat down to finish the service. I was still preaching when this thing happened. So I continued where I stopped, sitting down on the way I was sitting down here. And when I got up from where I was lying down, this is where I'm lying down. So when I got up, I sat up there. I sat down there on the altar there, and I finished my message and I blessed the people. Now, something funny. Some of the people that were in church still wanted to see me for counseling, for prayers, all those stuff. You see the way my associates bounce people. It was obvious that many people did not know what happened to me, that this man almost died. He actually almost died. This is exhaustion, or is hypoglycemia or something. Actually, I got dehydrated while I was on stage. I sweating, having not taken water for days, and you see, it was a very dangerous thing. I actually know exactly this risk I took, and I appreciate God that He didn't end here, that He gave me the second chance, and that lesson I've been learned. Not as if I didn't know. I actually made arrangement for a flask of water and beverages and bread. It was in the office. I just felt, let me just go and do the service. When I finish, I can now take something, which would have been it was a mistake I made. So join me to thank the Lord, and if you have something to say about this, please feel free to drop your comments, and I'll be polite about it. Thank you for your time. Bye. God bless you. See you in the next video.